Do you want to hear my theory about it?
Yes, please.
There is this talk, there's this rumors that Pentagon saying Sumerian gods are returning to planet Earth. What if all these activities that we see, UFOs, drones, orbs, all these activities are advanced being on this planet preparing for the war,
Oh,
preparing for the return of Elohim? Because they say like there are like 6 different races of aliens are active on this planet. However true is that?
I don't know.
What if
Yeah,
all of them
yeah.
together are preparing, like
Yeah.
scanning things, scanning like what areas are most vulnerable, and we think like, oh, they studying us. They don't give a damn about us. They just want to know like how they can defend and how they can pursue in the war.
Yeah, that's a
with Elohim.
possibility, isn't it? Yeah,
And
definitely.
all these UFO sightings, these motherships, these drones coming out of the sea, and it's just them trying to like gather everything together and prepare for the war. All right, here we are again.
Here we are again, Mr. Money.
Yeah, it's been a couple of weeks with Lacerta files, and
Yeah.
we forget how to talk to each other
Oh,
without a script.
yeah, that was a really different experience, reading a script
Yeah.
online.
Yeah, going back, listening to it, it was because when we were recording and we were going through our parts, I wasn't listening carefully, and it was everything that Lacerta says. It was fascinating, and I think editing it, then I was like, oh yeah, this, that, and one thing that stands out is the sphere of influence,
Yeah.
which I don't know what she said actually. That because we got the translation, and
That's right,
even
yeah.
if it was the right translation, she was just trying to use some words that make sense.
Yeah. Oh,
But I was listening to this journalist that produced a audio documentary, or it's not a book. It has 11 episodes or 10. Let me just see her name quickly. It's funny because last time I remember her first name and I said it, but this time I just remember her last name.
okay. Not so helpful.
No, her last name is Harris, but her first name.
What did she say that impressed you?
Well, in this 11 episodes documentary,
That's pretty long.
yes,
Whoa.
yeah, but rightfully so, because it's about consciousness.
Oh, goodness me.
So it's
Okay.
about like what is consciousness? Like, is it a fundamental thing or is it just limited to living creatures? It's been gathered together by this fine lady, Annika Harris, and she interviews a lot of famous scientists and philosophers and biologists. And the point with it is, at the end of it, she came to the conclusion that consciousness is fundamental. It's like a fundamental base of our reality.
Absolutely.
So it's
Yeah,
not
I
up to
agree with
like,
that.
oh, we are conscious or we are more conscious, or it's everything is consciousness.
Yes, I
So-
agree with her. Yeah.
Everything is conscious to some degree.
Yes.
And that was the thing that I was comparing to sphere of influence. But when we talk about it, we talk about like individuals,
Okay. Yes.
aura.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
this is like, it's more, it makes more sense if it's just a field that we pop up in it.
I understand.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's not like individual.
Yes.
It is individual, but it doesn't separate from
Yes.
the rest.
Yes.
And
Brilliant.
the aura is just it's like you have 10 fingers, but
Yeah.
it's still your hand.
Exactly. Yeah.
If one of them can get like
Yeah.
I don't know, burn or something, or like you can do different things, you can play different notes with your fingers, but it's still your hand. So that aura that we thought is a sphere of influence, it's just another expression of
Okay.
that field,
Okay.
that
Yeah.
base reality.
All right. Yeah.
So that was very interesting, and I was like, yeah, that makes sense. That at the bottom level is all the same thing. It's just
Yes.
experiencing different level of
Absolutely. And you can put that in another way, or people do. I don't. Yes, they do too. That we are all one. And we are that consciousness. We're just manifesting in different forms of it, but we are still that same consciousness. It's one.
yeah. This is just one step forward. It's like everything.
Yes, yeah.
It's
I
not
mean
just,
that. Yeah.
it's not just limited to humans
No.
or animals or
No, it's
living
this-
creatures.
Yes, it's
This
this.
microphone,
Yeah.
everything is like
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's all
same
consciousness.
structure. It's
Yeah.
just different type of structure that comes out of consciousness.
And quantum physics will confirm that too.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's what Jesus said, didn't he? We are all one. We're one with God, or however he said it. I don't remember the words, but same message. Yeah, it's so true. And that's yeah. You don't want to get
Helicopter
me
is up there. They come to get us.
You're
Like,
wrong.
enough is enough. Go get them.
Yeah, too much smart stuff.
They're getting close.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Like, all that is nice and dandy to listen to, like consciousness, this and that. But then it makes sense that we live in a simulation then.
Do we?
Yeah.
Okay.
Imagine a video game. Everything is data, consciousness.
Okay.
The rock is the same data as the character that you're playing, as the NPC that is in the game. It has nothing to do with like decision making or whatever.
Okay.
It's all the same data.
But-
It's all comes from the same
That's fine. But
programming.
all of the simulation is still part of the oneness, isn't it? It's not separate from something else. It can't be.
No, it creates like a field of, I don't know how to say, it create a world that is
Yeah.
interactive.
Oh, that's
Like you can
fine.
kick
Yeah.
the rock,
Yeah.
but your leg and you, the character, is the same data as that rock.
Yes.
And the movement of that rock
Yes.
or the stillness of that rock
Hmm?
comes from the same programming and data that
Yes.
you moving and making decision and kicking that rock.
Well, yes. But it's all still the same consciousness, isn't it? You know, you're right. It is. Yeah. But I don't know about the simulation part, because it may well be that we are, but then whatever is outside of the simulation is still the same consciousness. There's only one. How can it be anything else?
It's only one in this game, in this
No.
video game,
It
in
would-
this
and
world.
outside too. It won't be separate. It might have a different structure, but it's the same consciousness. I'm not saying we're not in a simulation. I often thought that too. And my version of simulation is that we have been very programmed to live life a certain way, to serve people that would like to use humans to make money with, which has been going on since 200-300 years, whatever. To me, that's a form of simulation. Whether it's a stage scene that's totally fake, which is my real idea of what a simulation is, that I don't know about. But so what? We're still part of the oneness outside of the simulation. We must be. Because there's one consciousness. You just said so yourself.
Yeah, in this reality that we are experiencing,
Mm.
everything is the same. Everything is based, the fundamental
Yes.
aspect of it is consciousness.
So you're saying there's something that isn't the same.
It might be, that's what I mean.
Okay.
Outside
All
of
right.
it, of this.
Okay. Yeah.
And it might not be,
Okay.
But it's very possible.
They're two samenesses.
At least there is possibility that there is
Yeah.
something separated from this conscious, this field that we are all experiencing and
Yes. I think
amazed by.
I think we'd be crazy to be surprised by anything. So yeah, well, there you go. There's a possibility.
Yeah. Because here everything is, from the same.
Yeah.
And that makes sense to me.
Okay.
And yeah, that was fascinating with the going through Lacerta files and going through the experience, because it was a journey.
It really was.
4
Yeah.
episodes and
Yeah.
recording it, editing it, add B-rolls footage to it. Because when you listen to it, it's fun, you understand it, but when you have to, or when you read it out loud even, you're just trying to perform and
Yeah.
pronounce. But when you have to find footage that match what it's been said, and
Yeah.
then you're like,
yeah.
so that was the structure that they were living underground.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
during time, they got more advanced and this and that, and then you realize when it says they got to the bottom of things, what is the fundamental aspect of the reality. And if you get to that, then you can control it, then you can manipulate it, then you can not hack it, but use it in a different way.
Yeah.
Make you believe that I'm human being sitting in front of you.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Which is in reality, I'm a monkey.
I had my suspicions,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was scratching my head a lot. Liking banana too much.
I was going to say it's the banana skins at the back door that gave it away, Marnie. But for me, reading the part of Lacerta, I really got to like this person, in spite of her being really bitchy and snobby and thinking she's superior. I really got a good feeling for her character. But what impressed me most about the information that came from that was that it just feels right, especially the timeline of history, of evolution. It just clicks with something deep in my unconscious. I have no idea if they live underground or have lizard skin or whatever. I don't really care so much about that. But it really was good to have that very long timeline, millions and maybe billions of years back. Because I kind of feel that, when people start talking about, there was civilizations further back than 6,000 years. I think, what? Come on, that was yesterday. We've been here since forever, or humanity or some form of consciousness has. I wouldn't say necessarily all the civilizations millions of years back were human beings, but maybe something connected to us, some other hybrid or who knows, lizards but certainly that there was intelligent life here evolving on this planet since forever. So I thank Lacerta for that. And the rest, I'm neutral on. I don't care either way. But thank you, Lacerta.
Look, at the end of the day, it's nice to hear those stuff, but you need some proof.
Well, there is some physical proof of civilization millions of years back in items that turn up in coal mines. I haven't seen any of them. I don't know where they are, the ones that they write about. But I know that there was something found in South Africa that was some outrageously big age, like maybe 30 million years, maybe it was 300 million, I don't remember, but it was a ridiculously long time ago, and it was obviously a handcrafted thing.
Wheels, yeah.
Wheels, that's right. It was wheels.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've heard many similar stories. I can't verify them because I don't know where they are. But I'm sure if you and I looked hard enough, we'd find something. So it's not totally true that there's no proof around.
But even about that, there are different theories about it. Like maybe it's just like items that has been left over from time travelers.
Well,
because they find jewelries that,
yeah.
like, you know, they dated back to millions of years ago.
Well, that's the same difference. What does that matter? It's still something from hundreds of millions of years ago. Even if it's a time traveler. Wow, it's even more interesting if it's a time traveler. Cool. Yes. That means that, for example, that those wheels, if they were made by a time traveler, I'm not saying they were, but think if they were, that means there was time travel was there 300 million years ago. You know, mind you, that's sort of saying against my argument because time travel means you can be anywhere.
The time travel exists. That's
Yes.
the thing you can just say.
Yeah, there you go.
Forever
Yes.
and ever.
Yes.
Because if you can travel in time,
Yeah.
then it existed.
Yeah.
At all time.
Yes.
And that's the thing, like, even I think it was Pentagon that came out and say, like, we can manipulate time and space. They didn't came out straight out saying, like, we can time travel. But what else does it mean? It's like we can manipulate time and space. If you can manipulate time, you're manipulating time to control it somehow.
I bet they're talking about the experiments that have been
The
done.
duration of time.
Yes, but they work with light particles and can have the same light particle in two places at once. And I believe in two time spheres at once. Don't ask me how they do that, but I have heard that many, many times. That's how they're manipulating it. That first, that an object can be in two places at once, that's pretty amazing. But then that it can be in two different time zones at once, then you've got it. Then you've got ability to, presumably, the ability to manipulate time.
And time travel?
Well, that's maybe an assumption that comes from that. I don't think they've got past particles yet, but who knows?
Well, there is all these theories that even if you can travel in time, you go and you start a new branch, a new timeline, new branch of time.
Yeah.
You cannot influence the timeline that you previously living in. Like if you go even back like 10 years ago and change something, like give yourself a clue that, invest on this. That timeline that you went from is going to be the same. It's not going to change. You open up a new branch of time.
Yeah.
And I don't know what to believe, but it makes sense.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we would have all the crazy shit happening every second.
Yes, we would.
Because if the time travel is real, it's like something.
But I think we need to backtrack a little bit here on time. And if we look at Einstein's relativity theory, right from the beginning, time isn't constant. Time isn't as we think it is, that it's linear. And that's what his basic equation says. That time is influenced by gravity to start with, and time is influenced by speed. And the combination of those two, God knows what happens. Well, they do, because I know that when the GPS signals come from up in the satellite, they have to send the message slightly back in time because they're not working in the same time as we are. Because they are further away from Earth, they are less affected by gravity, and therefore their time is faster than ours here on Earth, which is slowed down by gravity. So they had to make an adjustment for that. I don't know how they do that, but they do. So I mean, it's already there. You've got time travel in a way. They're sending the GPS message backwards to us in time. So time is so fascinating and so slippery, And I know, I do work in a little bit in other dimensions. And the ones I work in, there isn't any time at all. We know of it. Everything's just there happening. And I have a little bit of physical proof of that, if you want it. Back in 2021, I was asked to work with making it's like a point of light coming into an acupuncture point on the planet, which in the next dimension is clearly visible. It's not in this dimension. I did that, I think it was the end of 2021. Probably some months later, I found a photograph of one of these light things I did that was taken in 2019. So I don't know how that happened, but I've got the photo at home to show you if you want.
Mm-hmm.
And it was taken by a satellite, Chinese satellite. So they obviously have technology that sees beyond what we can see. So yeah, it's tricky stuff, time, dude.
That's the thing. Like we started with the sphere of influence and like what is consciousness, and that's what I mean by it. Like if we get to the fundamentals of our reality, what is actually base, it's like if you get through all these layers of deception and manipulation and programming of your government or like religion and things like that, and get to the bottom of base of what is reality, what is the fundamentals there, then you can manipulate it, then you can control it. And I think these advanced civilizations or these other races of beings, other creatures, other entities, they figured that out. And funny enough, whatever human scientists try to get to those realms, like Nikola Tesla, there are plenty of them, that they got like kind of, they got
kind of sideswiped, didn't they?
Sideswiped and fought against, and like they died a mysterious
many
death.
times. Yes. Poor old Tesla. Actually, Einstein did quite well, but he also really blew some doors open for us with what we're talking about, with time and space. Yeah. But you're right, and okay, the earlier civilizations were more advanced than we were, and obviously, as you said, got to the basics. And I'm really, really hoping that's where we're on the way too.
Well, I think the thing that makes me, discourage me and like frustrate me is that it's such a fight against, like such a pushback against these discoveries or this lane of a study. Like there is a guy that I love to listen to and watch, Jamie Michaloff.
Okay, I don't know this person.
Yeah, he's a parapsychologist.
Okay,
and he's been teaching and like have interviewed like 1,000 different parapsychologists, different scientists that have paranormal activities or experience paranormal activities, and from very different, like from seeing a ghost, seeing a shadow, to remote viewing, to all these topics that are not taken serious by our
mainstream.
scholars, mainstream. And he has supposedly has a online university that you can go and take the courses and get a degree in parapsychology. He's been at it for almost 50 years now.
Okay. Wow.
And like some figure like that should be like have millions of subscribers on YouTube, or like because it's something like and they show up with results, not like, just this guy talking mumbo jumbo. But no, he barely gets, he gets shadow banned on YouTube, and he gets, like, he should be really famous. He should be more famous than Joe Rogan, but but
what you're describing is not a new phenomenon. You think how church and politics have held back new discoveries since, well, I don't know since when, but a very many hundreds of years at least, probably thousands, because it's to do with control. If people have these abilities freely, then they're not going to be so controlled by politics and religion. That's my take on it, dude, and I don't think you're going to change that anytime quickly, I'm afraid, especially with what's happening in poor old US of A. They're gone back into dark ages now as far as development goes, so that will affect the rest of the planet at some point.
I'm just trying to search his name to see if I say the right name.
Okay.
I'm sure about the last name, Mishalov, but first name can be something else.
Might have been his evil brother you were promoting.
No, I'm gonna leave the link, and you guys can go check his channel.
Good.
It's fascinating. But I just wanna give him his props.
I really love talking about consciousness, though, Mister. That is really basics, and getting to grips with that concept is so exciting. To think that even like a rock has a form of consciousness, it's the same form that we have, but manifested in a different way. And a little experiment that I saw done on TV about water having consciousness. It's been a lot. It's nothing new, but where there's a group of bottles, they were given love and told nice things for a period of time, and another group that were told how awful they were and stinking and horrible and dreadful creatures.
Jeffrey Mishalov, sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, in the middle of Jeffrey Mishalov. And
right.
The YouTube channel is New Thinking Aloud.
All right, there you go.
Yeah, you get it by the name.
New Thinking Aloud.
Yes.
There you go, guys. It sounds very interesting.
New Thinking Aloud with Jeffrey Mishalov. And it's great. It's a great channel.
Good.
Definitely check it out. Yeah, they talk about consciousness too. And I think these type of talks needs to be taken more serious. That's all.
Yes, please. And I would like parapsychology, which is something I've worked with since I was 21, to be normalized. It's so boring when I hear people making these big dramas out of seeing auras and feeling things and talking to angels. And it's normal shit. We should all be able to use that in an everyday way. Well, I do. I have done since I was 21, more or less, up and down. Sometimes I'm better at these things than others, but it's not something out there. It's something everyone has and everyone should be using. End of grumpiness here. Leave that one.
Because, we tried to be how do you say, being just reasonable and
open-minded?
Be boring and just stick to the
okay, yeah.
facts and this and that, and even facts doesn't.
But that's
how do you say? Even facts doesn't
facts
support
is a big trap.
Support
dude.
the reality that we live in.
No, of course it won't.
Doesn't describe it. Doesn't.
We don't live in our heads. We live in our hearts. We live in a feeling world, a world of consciousness, as you just described. Consciousness is not just what's up in the head. What happens up here is just a machine that processes whatever we stuff into it. The answers aren't in there. That's just the machine to get the answers.
It's decoding the reality.
But it does not happen up here. It happens here in our consciousness.
I think our consciousness is not local.
No,
It's
of
not
course
local to us or
No,
any.
it's everything.
It's like it's just a field that we are
Yeah. Oh,
popping up out of it.
yeah. That is. Oh, the Taoist saying that everything is nothing and nothing is everything. And that's so true. When we move into the next dimension or other dimensions, what we experience is what you were just saying. There is one consciousness, and it's not localized. You're right. We experience it localized here because we have these physical bodies on for the time we're on the earth. But when we're not in this plane, then we become aware that we are just everything, which is quite freaky. Thinking about it here, that suddenly it's like we're a big jellyfish spread out over the whole cosmos, but there isn't space as we know it either in other dimensions. So we lose that reality as well. Sorry.
Yeah, unfortunately. But we can have some updates on the things that we covered before.
Yeah, that would be good because, just when I was on the way here, I was just thinking back to like before Christmas, what we were talking about then a lot. And it was the drones mainly in New Jersey, but actually around the world, which weren't drones. The upcoming big disclosures of alien life or alien something. And Trump had not pooed on everything then. And so that's about where we were in November, wasn't it? So where are we now?
With the drone, they haven't come up with the conclusive answer yet. But they knew the base was in the sea, and they don't know because they say it belongs to U.S. military. But that's everybody knows that's a lie. Everybody likes that. Yeah, right. But
well, since that time though, I mean, there's still stuff going on. I mean, I've seen a few UFOs in my life, but since the beginning of this year, I've seen 3, which is an amazingly large amount for me. I saw one at my home outside Stockholm here, which it was a red light, reddish, whitish, made a form of a triangle and was there for maybe some minutes and then just vanished. The other 2 I saw in Nice in France a few weeks ago, and they were utterly huge. I would have guessed kilometers big. Hard to really define such things. They were triangle formed with lights around them and kind of rotated up over Nice and then in a matter of seconds just chunk over the horizon. I mean, so that's for little on me. That's an awful lot of activity to see 3 UFOs in a few months. So obviously stuff must be still happening out there, but I don't seem to have heard any reports about things or any major landings or have you?
do you want to hear my theory about it?
Yes, please.
There is this talk, there's this rumors that goes about Pentagon saying Anunnaki gods, Sumerian gods are returning to planet Earth.
Oh, good.
What
About
if
time.
what if all these activities that we see, UFOs, drones, orbs, all these activities are advanced being on this planet preparing for the war, preparing for the return of Elohim?
Why is that going to create a war, is it? If he comes.
Yeah, because they've been in war,
Oh, okay.
as Lacerta said.
Yes.
There was a big war between Elohim
that's
and
war. Okay. Yeah.
reptilian and other races of aliens that was present on the planet Earth. So what if all these different races, because they say like there are like 6 different races of aliens are active on this planet. However true is that?
I don't know.
What if all of them together are preparing, like scanning things, scanning like what areas are most vulnerable, and we think like, oh, they're studying us. Like, they don't give a damn about us. They just want to know like how they can defend and how they can pursue in the war,
Okay.
potential war.
Yeah, it's a
with
possibility,
Elohim.
isn't it? Yeah,
And
definitely.
all these UFO sightings, these motherships, these drones coming out of the sea, and it's just them trying to like gather everything together and prepare for the war.
Well, there you go. That's a possibility.
Yeah.
Or I would say we're in for some fireworks then, dude.
Yeah.
And it's probably nothing to do with us at all. This would be fun. That would scare
Well,
them.
it has something to do with us, because Elohim is like, we are the,
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
if you want to believe all that, then we are the product of Elohim.
Sure.
They
But
don't come back only to, visit the planet. They come back to visit their creatures.
yeah.
As Lacerta said, like they've been disappearing for 8,000. They came back in
that's right.
in a window of 21,000 years. They came back several times.
That's right. She
But
did
now
too.
they've been gone for like more than 10,000 years.
Yeah.
So it's about them time for them to come back.
Oh, and they bring a war with them. Oh, thanks, guys. Yeah, well.
Well, maybe not. Maybe if they don't, if they come back, because the surface of the planet we live in, and we don't seem to cause a lot of problems for these underground bases. Either we have a contract with them, or we are in communication with them. We have a mutual understanding that we're not gonna
Yeah.
cross lines and boundaries that we set. I highly doubt it that we don't know anything about their existence.
Yeah.
Highly doubt it.
Yeah, same.
But that's a possibility too. So
But just imagine if it is a war between them, then it might scare the crap out of the Russians and the Israelis so much that they'll quit their little pissy wars and settle down and be kind people.
I think they somehow they want to take sides.
Oh, okay.
This all Armageddon, good versus evil. This is all like, programming from the religions, as Lacerta said.
Yeah.
Lacerta is my teacher now.
Yeah, fair enough.
I refer to her, whatever. But if you think about it, it's like, yeah, we've been programmed to believe that reptiles, demons are evil, and these Elohim, angels, and
They're the good guys.
these are the good guys and want the best for us, and they create us, they love us, So if some shit happen, majority of people will see it like that.
Yeah.
Majority of people see the war between good and evil. Meanwhile, evil was living here for the longest time, like beside us.
Peacefully. Yeah.
And didn't do anything to, I mean, I'm not sure about that part, but maybe they reset our civilization several times. But so we don't get to that, singularity advance point that we can do the same thing as they can. Maybe they've done that, but in our day-to-day life, we don't see any effects.
No.
That's the thing. There are layers to this shit. Like, as much as you want to think good about one side or another, then you have these questions. It's like, is it like maybe they have done all the shit that is like bothering us right now? That's maybe all these policies and politicians and crazy wars that is happening around the world caused by their policies.
That's possible.
Order like, oh yeah, you have to like create this discomfort and war and suffering and misery. Otherwise,
well, yes. I mean, absolutely. I mean, what Trump has created, it looks very much like a plot, doesn't it? You know, I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist here, but it's pretty hard not to be. I mean, what sort of president would go and wreck a whole country, consciously, and then in the process mess up balance and the rest of the planet? It sounds like very much a conspiracy to me, isn't it? we'll get that old guy to, make a bit of a mess here and stir things up there, and then we can move in and whatever.
Because this, there is another whistleblower that came out in Jeremy Corbell show, Jeremy Corbell channel, YouTube channel, and he was talking about Immaculate Constellation, and he talks like at the end of it, he says like we live in some type of simulation, and they're controlling it, but God exists for somehow he can't.
Oh, okay.
He ended with God, but God exists and God is good.
Oh,
I don't know if it's his personal beliefs or he figured it out somehow. Which that was interesting, because then it partially explained like, okay, the reality that we are experiencing.
So if what you're saying is true, then we can expect maybe that there's going to be some interdimensional or interplanetary war.
Interfering.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Interfering.
Let's not call it a war. We don't know. Yeah. We don't know how, because, if you think about it, yes, that makes sense if they just calm down and start the war right away. But maybe, I don't know, the revealing factor of it, if they reveal themselves. And if the races that alien race, non-human intelligence that live on this planet among us and with us and hidden from us, all above.
Yeah.
If they reveal themselves, then it's gonna be like a campaign for who you're gonna vote for, what side you're gonna join. No, seriously. And I think that's the like a war between good and evil. It's like that makes a hell of a war between good and evil, because then you define what is good and what is evil.
Yes.
Which side you join.
Well, I have another proposal to put forward here. I mean, I don't know better than anyone else, but my work is working with the change from Piscean age to Aquarian age of enlightenment, peace, love, understanding. The hippies got it right. That's my work here on the planet, uplifting humanity to reach a higher frequency of energy, third dimension to the fifth dimension, all the same thing. And we sure as hell could do with some help right now to help humanity to get out of this old destructive way of life and just move into something kinder and more loving and peaceful. I would like to think that all these ships whooshing around are kind of just getting ready to come on land and say, okay, guys, let's party. Basically, let's really get on in peace, love, and understanding, and screw all this wars and greedy stuff.
I'm not sure if we are ready for that.
No, we're not. I wouldn't come if I was them.
I think the only reason that they would do that because of like the threat of Anunnaki coming back, Elohim.
Oh, okay.
Because they're their equals. You know what I mean? We're not their equals. We're still so dumb.
Yes, I'm afraid I agree.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I mean, God, I wouldn't come here. Yeah. Look at what we're doing to ourselves. Look what we do to the planet every day, and all the killings, don't get me started. No, I definitely wouldn't come. But it is that time. It is time for that. Astrologically, it's time to make it happen. And if you guys are listening, please come and help, for God's sake. Help us.
Yeah,
we need it.
Fuck
so
yeah.
that's my proposal for all the spaceships fluffing around and not getting conclusive answers from. And maybe there's a truth between both of what we're saying, Marnie. Who knows? Well, time will tell.
Well, disclosure. I mean, what I think, like government especially U.S. government, knows about what is happening with these UAPs,
Oh yeah,
drones. They know, and when or if and when they come clean and explain it and disclose it to public, I'm not sure.
No, true.
But I'm hoping for it to be.
It would be good. I don't feel optimistic about that, but I would love it to happen.
But it feels like they're pushing it now with these whistleblowers left and right, and I'm not sure. Like we were expecting, like something comes out of it, but when they come out and say like, "Oh, these are U.S. government drones," then I was like, like, "Oh, this is transparency. You call this transparency?"
Well, yes. Another thing I'd like to say on this, the old saying, "It's always darkest before the dawn." I mean, in my years on this planet, which are quite a lot now, I don't really remember a time when it felt this bad. With the several wars happening around, with the destruction that's happening in the United States, and how that's ricocheting around the rest of the world, it's really awful. But it might just be the end of the dark period, and then the lighter times coming very shortly. This usually happens, I know, in me if I release some big fear I've had for a long time. When I've done that and I start making new habits as to how I act, it actually gets worse after I've discovered what the fear is and started trying to make something new. That fear will come back even stronger and try and hang on until I just keep working and it gets sick of me and goes away, more or less. And so maybe that's happening on a global scale too, that all these atrocities, are just part of that last dying gasp of a failed system before the light comes. That's the optimistic me putting that forward.
Okay, let's get your gut feeling. What is your gut feeling says about Elohim? Are they a good force?
Yeah.
So you think like...
But well, I better back up on that. I don't believe in good and bad in the traditional way. I think things have a little bit of dark and light in all of them.
Yeah, but do they have good intention towards us?
Yes, I do believe so. But
what about reptilians?
I don't think
let's not put name on it. What about all the different
others,
entities that
I don't
live
think they
among
give
us?
a crap about humans. I don't think that we are part of their world. We're just a little annoying bugs on the planet. But not Elohim and Anunnaki, because they have helped create us.
We're their children.
Yeah, well, there you go. I don't. Yeah, but I think we have to really watch good and bad concepts. That's something we've learnt from religion, and I don't think anything's exactly like that. I like to think of the yin yang symbol. It's balance. There's a darkness and there's a lightness to it. So it doesn't mean either of right or wrong. It's just a mix of both, maybe. But I don't think that, as I said, Anunnaki or Elohim have any bad intentions to us. I mean, we've come this far, so why would they go and poo on us now? Unless they're so disappointed that they think, blow 'em, push the button.
You know what we should do? We should cover the races of alien species that live among us or are active on this planet in one episode.
Well, we must do that.
If you like that, just comment. We're going to cover it in depth.
And if you're from some of the other races, please call. We'd love to have you on camera.
Definitely.
Seriously.
Get in touch with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More than one type. Let's get the whole shooting match in here if we could.
Yeah. We're going to have a series of interviews. Yeah.
Maybe create a war in itself. Why not?
Yeah. Okay, let's end on that then.
Thanks, Marnie. It's really interesting.
Thank you.
Yeah, we've got something to look forward to.
Thank you so much for watching. If you like the idea of covering all the alien races living among us, comment, hit that like button, share, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Marnie.
Thank you.